everybody, and welcome to Comic-Con 2024. We are here in the Den with the cast and producers of Superman and Lois. Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to not get like too sappy, but I'm going to get a little bit sappy. So it's the end of an era. How does it feel to have finished the show, to be saying goodbye to these characters and to each other? I'm assuming you've just been in your each other's lives constantly for the past few years.
It's a little crazy. But it's also just strange. I mean, this is our first Comic-Con with the show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
well, second for me. You weren't invited to the first one.
But COVID was the first year, and then the next year was that one. I was busy doing the Teen Wolf movie stuff. Last year was the writer's strike and all the strikes. So it's nice to be able to come and like actually wrap it up properly.
Yes,
at
you
Comic-Con.
get like a goodbye and a celebration all at the same time. That's awesome.
It does feel like that epic Friends moment, like it's the end of an era when they move out. We are very grateful to DC for letting us finish the series ahead of time and giving it a proper ending. That said, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bummed that we didn't get to do more. I felt like these two guys are brilliant, so are the rest of the writers, and there were more stories to tell, but, it is what it is. And I'm sure that, James Gunn and Peter Safran, both of whom I know and who are wonderful, have awesome things in store for the DC universe. And I think that they did a fantastic job wrapping up the series and with only 10 episodes. And, as everybody knows, we lost a bunch of the cast. Mm-hmm. Not lost, they're just doing fewer episodes. And they really made it work beautifully.
Tyler, I feel like everybody always talks about what different actors bring to playing Superman. What has playing Superman brought to you personally into your life, getting to put the cape on and the tights and everything?
I think just like the introduction to like an amazing community of people that the character means a lot to. The character's been around for so long. The fandom goes back so far that like to step in and to just be a piece of this community has been a really, really cool thing. Traveling around and going to other conventions and meeting people from other places. It's amazing to see the impact that these characters have had like on a global scale for such a long time. So it's just been like an honor and a privilege to be a part of that.
For you guys in the back, what can you tease for us about this final season? I feel like there's not, a whole lot out there. I feel like there's a lot of speculation that I personally think is probably kind of right, but I would rather hear from you. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, we did drop a trailer a couple days ago that revealed what we're doing. So we're really, we're doing the death of Superman. It's not that Tyler isn't in the show. He's definitely in the show.
Or maybe not, who knows?
Like we always do, we take a storyline like that and we put it through the Superman and Lois filter and then we make it our own. So that's what we're trying to do. And I think it's going to be really satisfying and cool and epic and
I saw someone on social media say if there's one thing that Helbing and Fletcher do well, it's the bait and switch. So, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And I think also we've got a really great Lex Luther storyline. Yeah. It's kind of primed from the end of last season, and we had enough time to kind of figure out the whole arc of the season. And I think it wraps up in a really satisfying way. I think the characters, every character from the people that aren't around as much to these two and the rest of the family, they all get a satisfying ending to their story, and it's all on theme and on point. And I think when you finish that 10th episode, you'll feel some feelings, but you'll also feel like
you'll cry.
Yeah, you'll cry.
Already feeling.
Yeah. It's a real journey, and we're really proud of it.
And Michael Cudlitz, the fans didn't see too much of him in season 3. They're going to fall in love. He is so fantastic.
He's terrifying.
Lex. He's terrifying. There was a scene we were shooting on the porch where he's yelling at us, and he actually was like, I don't know if Bitsie likes me. Apparently he texted his wife and was like, I'm not sure if Bitsie likes me. And I was like, oh no, you just actually scared me when you were yelling. That was it. And I just had to take a moment like, all right, okay, he's not scary. He's just a fantastic actor.
Bitsie, I have to take a second to say thank you for Lois's breast cancer storyline. I thought that was so powerful and so well done, and I think something we don't see a lot in shows like this. Like, 100%. Will we be seeing more of sort of Lois's recovery journey in these episodes too?
It's not front and center in season 4, but she still has cancer. She's still going through the radiation treatments, but basically with the death of Superman and other things that I can't disclose, she is sort of forced to put that a little bit on the back burner and jump into her role as heroine.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll still, it's still alluded to. It's just not as much as at the forefront like it was in season 3.
It was wonderful. So
Thank you.
Thank you. How was it like filming your final scenes together? And how much did you cry?
It was emotional.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional. It was very, very surreal. It's weird. Every once in a while when you're doing, when you're filming something, I can't give too much away, but you're filming something, it kind of coincides with like what's happening in your real life and what's happening on screen. And there was like a little bit of that happening. So it was very strange kind of being able to it was actually really nice, being able to lean into some personal feelings while acting them out as the character in the last few episodes. So that was really fun. But yeah, it was, we'll miss each other, I guess.
No, it was emotional, and then we both gave speeches to the crew. We're just so grateful for such an amazing crew and everyone in the production office. And it took a lot of work, this show, and our VFX team did phenomenally well on not a huge budget, but it looks like we had a massive budget. And so I always give shout out to Matt Gore and the rest of the VFX team. But this show really, to me, was like a labor of love, and it was hard. It was hard that final day, kind of saying goodbye to everyone.
I feel like I should ask you guys about the kids. How are Jordan and Jonathan? What are they doing this season?
Well, they're obviously going to be reeling with their father's death. Yes. And Jordan particularly is going to, feel like the weight of that and how to respond. Mm-hmm. And it's going to cause a lot of friction between he and his brother. And so they're going to sort of like go on their own separate path of how to sort of fill their dad's shoes, which is hard.
And also dealing with a psychopath that comes to town in the form of Lex Luther, a very sort of Cape Fear kind of vibe when he arrives to hassle the Kent family.
Well, while we're on that subject, what's Lex's sort of, I feel like Lex's story is always like, let's kill Superman. Well, if we've killed Superman, what does Lex do now?
His group beef wasn't just with Superman.
Well, Lois
too, and she's still alive. So he's got a lot of things to accomplish,
Yeah, and then I'll also say that it started with Lois and Superman, and it sort of extends to everybody, Lana, John Henry Irons, and it starts to sort of seep its way into Smallville. So Smallville this season, all the characters that we've established, they come to the forefront more than they have in any other season, which is really nice.
Oh, that's wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. This was
Thanks
such
for
a
having
great
us.
chat and a wonderful start to my day personally.